Greetings, sports fans, and welcome back to another edition of the Breath of Fresh Air webcast on YouTube. I am Charles Taylor, and I have Patrick Brackett back with me. Say what's up, Patrick.
What's up, everybody? I'm scratching my eye right now because it's itching like a bastard right now.
On that note, while Patrick is getting his eye together, we're we're coming on here on this episode to talk about Super Bowl 50, of course. We'll recap that, talk about the world champion Denver Broncos, which is surprising to many, including us. We'll talk about the Carolina Panthers season, and we will talk about the two quarterbacks, Peyton Manning and Cam Newton. And we'll have some bonus material about Lady Gaga's national anthem performance. Just to spice it up. Well, so as you can tell, as you can tell from that response by Patrick, he doesn't like Lady Gaga anyway. So you already know where he's going with this one. So prepare for a rant. But anyway, we got we'll start with the Super Bowl. And Patrick, I'm gonna start. Let me start this off just by saying this about the Denver Broncos. In week 2 or 3, when everybody was talking about Peyton Manning's struggles, we said, hey, this could be Denver's best chance to win a Super Bowl because they have a very good defense this year, something they have not had in Denver for a little while, and something Peyton Manning really hasn't played with in his career. Now, with that said, we didn't think Denver would get to a Super Bowl because we pretty much thought New England was the best team in the AFC, and they would have to go through New England, and we just felt like there wasn't a team capable in the AFC of beating New England. But if Denver was to do what they did, it would be this year because they had a defense to complement Peyton Manning. Of course, as it turned out, the defense was the main reason why they won the Super Bowl. Just looking at it, we picked against them when they played New England in the AFC Championship game. They were able to beat New England, beat the hell out of Tom Brady. And then they beat Carolina in this Super Bowl, and we both had Carolina winning handily, not even close. But this Denver defense came to play. They beat the hell out of Cam Newton. Had Cam Newton frustrated. More on that in a minute. But I'm just gonna preface it by saying I was wrong. I was wrong about the Denver Broncos, and for all of the true fans of the Broncos, the people in Denver who was repping them, and some of the other true fans that are out there, the hell with all the bandwagon jumpers, fuck them. But the true fans that are out there,
I like it.
Y'all deserve this. Y'all deserve to enjoy this. Y'all deserve to celebrate with the team, and congratulations to the Broncos, man. And I was wrong.
All right. Well, I guess it's your humbled ass always admitting that you're wrong first, and it always pains me to admit when I'm wrong. I hate it.
That's why I go first, because I know you don't want to say it.
Because I go kicking and screaming. I was wrong too. You said it better than anybody could ever say it, man. Congratulations to those true Denver Broncos fans, and I'm not talking about them piece of crap John Elway fans either. He didn't put that team together. He got lucky. Anyway, look, it's like this. I was wrong. Carolina was frustrated from half a quarter, and then between the first half of quarter one, they were frustrated. Denver was just faster. They were ready. That defense was hungry. With Miller missing the last opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, or the Super Bowl that they went to with Denver, Miller missed that. He was ready. He was coming for MVP, and there was nothing stopping him, obviously. But like you said, man, to all those Denver fans that are true fans, not them bandwagon piece of craps, congratulations. And I don't want to congratulate those 12 that got arrested. Them igmos. How are you going to riot after your freaking team wins, man? Go get laid or something. Don't riot. You're breaking windows, man. You should be breaking backs. Come on.
You know how it is with these people, Patrick. Whether we win or lose, it's going to start a riot anyway.
Why don't you go get laid, man? I mean, it's like it makes more sense if you're gonna beat up something. There you go. You know, I don't get it. But anyway, I don't. Besides those 12 morons out there, I live in Florida, by the way. You 12 morons. I congratulate everybody else. But yeah, you said it the best.
Yeah, I mean, it really just boils down to Denver. Carolina's team going into the game. I guess the way it worked out, I guess we really shouldn't be that surprised because the secondary for Denver, they're a man-to-man secondary. Carolina's receivers, they played well this year, but when you're going against Carolina, you're not really saying you have to take away those receivers. You're saying you have to stop their running game and take away Greg Olsen. Now, granted, that with Kelvin Benjamin going out, that might have changed the coverage a little bit, but this was the time. Out of all the times Carolina has played, they missed a guy like Calvin Benjamin because it showed. Once they took Greg Olsen out of there, and then they had him in there trying to pass protect because Cam Newton was getting his ass whooped. Then it was over. It was just pretty much over after that. Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, just racing to Cam Newton in the backfield. I mean, who could get there first? If it wasn't Von Miller, it was DeMarcus Ware. If it wasn't DeMarcus Ware, it was Malik Jackson or one of those other boys in the middle. Cam Newton got beaten up to the degree I have not seen in a while. I mean, this was where, again, because Denver beat up Tom Brady pretty bad in the AFC Championship game. It was worse than that in the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, I was looking at, this Denver team. You don't notice how fast this Denver defense is until they play somebody like Cam Newton and how fast he is. They were just flat out fast. I mean, they were closing that pocket. They were containing Newton and forcing him. Yeah, if you're gonna scramble, you're gonna scramble outside his pocket, but you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to go through Ware, or you're gonna have to go through Miller. I mean, the way they had it set up, this kind of looked how like Minnesota was playing Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson likes to scramble out backwards. DeMarcus Ware and Miller were behind Cam Newton within 2 seconds of the pocket. And then the pocket started collapsing at that point. I mean, I have never seen a defense move that fast. And they weren't like slowing down. As a matter of fact, they got faster as the game started. If you counted all the times that Carolina's offense was caught offsides or whatever, the delay of clock twice that Cam Newton had, the literally 7 or 8 times they were caught offsides or whatever it is, moving.
Yeah, Carolina had 10, 11 penalties, and they haven't played that undisciplined all year. I mean, they
averaged 2 penalties per game. I mean, they were the best penalty-wise in all of football in a long time. I mean, ever since, that 1 year when Atlanta was so disciplined and they averaged 1.3 penalties per game. You know what I mean? This team was disciplined. And when you see a disciplined team even shook against that defense, that tells you that defense came with a great game plan. And they practically just did exactly what New York and Atlanta did against Carolina. They just did it to perfection. Like I said, that Denver defense was just flat out fast. I mean, they just beat the crap out of Cam Newton, and he hasn't been treated like that in years.
It's been a little bit. I mean, he was taking some beatings last year at the beginning of the year. Then they got the act together toward the end, of course. But since the beginning of the year last year, Cam Newton hadn't gotten beaten up like that in a while. I mean, that was
probably like high school.
Yeah, this was bad. Well, Again, man, just congratulations to Denver. And I was wrong. I had a friend, that is actually my friend Mike, up there who lives in Denver. And he told me he had watched the webcast, the previous one we did, and he saw that we had picked Carolina. So as soon as the game was over, I texted him and I told him, hey, man, congrats, man, because he's been a Denver fan for ever since I'd known him. And that's about 12 years. So I said, I got to give him props. And then he was like, yeah, I saw your webcast. So,
Well, hopefully he watches this one, man, because that was just, it was just a flat out great game plan. That offense hasn't been clicking for defense or for Denver in almost all season. When you got Peyton Manning, who is probably one of the best elite quarterbacks in the game, and he throws 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions on the season, that lets you know that offense is just not doing it. That defense took them to the Super Bowl. That defense won them the Super Bowl. And honestly, for me, I loved watching that defensive play. It was just flat out awesome to watch. And I had Carolina 35-10, and it was a good score if it was backwards.
Hey, and then real quick before we jump on Peyton Manning, if Mike doesn't watch this webcast, don't worry, I'll tag him in it so he'll know to watch it. It's okay. So
if you don't tag him, I tag him every time.
Yeah. Well, on that subject, Patrick, with Denver winning the Super Bowl, of course, that means Peyton Manning got his second ring. So now, really, people can shut up now. Basically, now look, Peyton Manning. I know he did not have the year he has had in previous years, but he's got 2 Super Bowls now. So all this talk about him not coming through in the playoffs, whatever. He's got 2 Super Bowls now. And he's tied with his brother. And we all know how you feel about his brother. Yeah. So the question with this, Patrick, is there really any reason for Peyton Manning not to retire?
Look, it's like this. With that game, you witnessed a lot of history. A ton of history. One, he surpassed Brett Favre in the number of games won in all-time history. He won 200 games, and his 200th game came in Super Bowl 50. 1. 2, if he does retire, he could be the second quarterback in all of NFL history that has retired on top. Unfortunately for him, John Elway was the other one. Prick. But
do you like John Elway?
Not really. But, there's a lot of history that goes with this game, and I think Peyton Manning, though he's going out on top, did he really go out on top? Not with the season that he had. He went out on top because of his defense. For Peyton Manning, I don't think he's that type of person to say, well, I really had a bad season. I want to come back and try it one more time. And I don't think he's that type of person. With the injury that he suffered about 4 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever it was, I think this is his last game. I don't think he's going to come back. There's a lot of things that may point to him coming back, but I think he's done. I think that what will happen is he taught his brother. He's happy with that. Though, did you see Eli's face when Denver went up and?
Yeah, he looked like he took a dump on himself.
Oh, dude, I was like, yeah, dog, you're an idiot. Damn Eli Manning.
Yeah, he looked like he took it. He looked like he just
turtle head. Yeah. Is that a turtle head? No, that's not a turtle head. I just shit myself. I just hit myself because actually the better brother just got his second Super Bowl ring, and I got lucky. My name's Eli Manning, and I got lucky. Oh shit! There's a touchdown. Sweet.
And look, as he's getting hit.
Did you see how lost he looked at the pregame show too? I was waiting for him to spin around in circles, like, where do I go? But I don't see any reason why he should retire. I think Peyton Manning is. I think he's done, and rightfully so. He needs to go out on top and stop with this.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, I think I would be very, very shocked. I'd be shocked if he said he was going to return for another season. He's just not the same guy. He isn't, man. The velocity is not there. The throws aren't there. And at least before, he had an offensive line that could protect him. Offensive line is protecting him, and we'll get on Carolina here in a minute. But Carolina's defense played very well in that game. It's just that when Denver got their turnovers, they directly led to points. Scored off of one turnover on a Von Miller forced fumble, and then the other Von Miller forced fumble set them up at the 4-yard line of Carolina. That was pretty much the difference of the game. I mean, I think because Carolina's defense played very well, and I mean, Peyton Manning he's just not the same, man. And I mean, after all the injuries, he has the foot injury, those neck surgeries, all kinds of issues. It just seems like he's just kind of breaking down. This is the way I think he should go out. And again, I'd be shocked if he says he's coming back, man. I just don't see the reason to. The only thing I could see, I guess, is him being so ultra competitive, because Peyton Manning is one of the biggest competitors in the league. And the way he puts in that work, that's just how he is. That's the only way I can see him doing that, because it is hard to let go of something, especially if you've been playing for that long, especially at a high level. Yeah. So it just depends, but I don't think there.
You mentioned turnovers for Carolina. You know, it also you also have to understand this the other stuff that happened to Carolina in those. You know, you had the 2 forced fumbles that, I mean, was practically a touchdown and practically 2 touchdowns. And you take those away, and this is a 10-10 game. All right.
Exactly. That's why I said it's the difference. That's basically
let's add the life of a kicker, you know, Carolina missing the field goal. So now you actually should look at this being a 10-13 game, Carolina. And then there was the other 2 turnovers that really led, because I think Carolina had 5 turnovers total. And then the other 2 turnovers that they had that led to Denver, I mean, literally was like 10, 15 yards out of field goal range. So you take those 2 away, you're looking at 13-6. 13-4.
Yeah, Carolina couldn't take advantage of their turnovers. I mean, that was the thing, because they forced 2-3 turnovers themselves. I think it was 2.
2. Interception and a fumble.
Yeah, and so they couldn't take advantage of them because they couldn't move the ball consistently. Well, I mean, they moved the ball. Carolina was able, as good as Denver's defense did play, Carolina had their opportunities there, and they just didn't take advantage of them. So since we are on Carolina, they had their opportunities, but penalties, turnovers, it basically, I guess besides the game they lost in Atlanta, I mean, it was about as bad as we've seen Carolina look all year. Now, with that said, Carolina had a very good season this year. As it turned out, they finished 17-2. I know it doesn't mean anything in the big picture of it because they didn't win the Super Bowl. But when you think about Carolina, a lot of people didn't expect them to do this good anyway. So I think it was a successful season for them. It's disappointing because they didn't win the Super Bowl, but I mean, this is still a pretty young team. Well, they have a good mix of veterans and youthful guys. So I think Carolina can make a run to be back in there, but man, this was about as good a chance as any to win it.
Well, since we're talking on Carolina, let's go ahead and start talking about Cam Newton. because this is the next step. First of all, I've been looking at this and I've been playing with this, and me personally, he's the face of a franchise. Hell, he's the face of the NFL right now. He won MVP just 2 days before the Super Bowl, 1 day before the Super Bowl, whatever it was. But let's look at the overall picture of Cam Newton. I think people criticize this guy way too much, and honestly, I kind of blame the NFL for him walking out of that press conference. And hear me out before you say, Patrick, that's bullshit. Anyway, hear me out.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to listen, and then if I felt like your explanation was garbage, then I'd tell you it's bullshit. But no, go on.
Okay, fair enough. So this is how I feel about the whole situation. First of all, Cam Newton is 26 years old, and he's the face of a franchise and the face of the NFL. Think of the pressure that brings on to anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of pressure for a 26-year-old. For one. Two, he's been an emotional player from day one. Even when he was in Auburn, he was an emotional player. But see, this is the thing that I don't understand. And I had to really think about this to get this out. Look at how the press has done this press conference. For one, they point out all the negativity that Cam did. But did they show any of the pictures that right before that whole press conference when he was congratulating Peyton Manning, he had a smile on his face? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't they show that? Why don't you show that part? One. Two, they put him in an awkward situation where he's having to listen to one of the corners that was
Chris Harris.
Yeah, Chris Harris. He's listening to this at the press conference, and he's being loud. I honestly don't think that he walked out on the press conference because of anything other than Harris running his mouth saying, "We just forced him to pass." Look, Denver needs their own press conference. Carolina needs their own press conference. You make billions of dollars. Get them the damn separate the shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't put them in the same. Oh, we need to save some money. No, damn all that. Put them in a separate room. Give Cam Newton his chance. You know what I'm saying? That's two. Three. I'm gonna tell you right now. If I'm on the verge of losing the game, I'm rolling all over that damn field too. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Four. We all know Cam Newton is a very emotional player. And the NFL expects you to do certain things. Be a gracious loser. Be this, be that, whatever. To me, that's all fake. With Cam Newton, at least I know what I'm getting. That shit's real. He's emotional when he loses. He's emotional when he wins. He celebrates very big on the big when he gets touchdowns, and he rolls around on the freaking field when he loses. I can accept that. Honestly, I can accept that because to me, that's real. When you walk into a press conference and you're like, yeah, well, they just beat us. Oh, well, I know it's a devastating loss. How are you going to take that? I'm going to take it like anybody. I'm going to take it. I'm going to suck it up, and we're going to learn from it. Man, the hell with all that. Cam Newton answered those questions the way a real person should answer them. They just beat us and left it at that. A lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I respect Cam Newton for walking out because that's what should have happened. And the way he has carried himself, I honestly think he carried himself very professionally. And with all of that, I respect Cam Newton.
Well, I think, first of all, they did show Cam Newton congratulating Peyton Manning. They showed that a bunch of times. It's just that the media chooses to focus on this press conference. That's the difference there. We saw that a lot. And so they want to focus on the negative. And seeing how Cam Newton is a guy who's kind of a polarizing figure for no unknown reason, as far as I'm concerned, because I don't think he does anything ridiculous. Okay, he likes to have fun and he likes to dab or whatnot, but nobody wants to point out he's always giving footballs to kids. That seems to get overlooked a lot of times. There might be a mentioning about it, but it seems to get overlooked a lot. As far as the press conference goes, look, yeah, Cam Newton has himself said he's a sore loser. So, yeah, I respect that part because at least he's owning up to being a sore loser. That's okay. If you're a sore loser, yeah, and look, people handle it differently depending on what the situation is. But Cam Newton has owned up to being a sore loser. That's okay. I can deal with that because at least he's admitting he is a sore loser.
That's honest. That's true.
So now he's going to sit there and he's going to say he's not going to change. All right. Well, Patrick, he's going to change a little bit. You know why he's going to change a little bit? Because he's going to mature a little bit. Now, again, he's a 26-year-old guy, like you pointed out. The man's still growing. He is still growing. He is still maturing. I mean, he has made big-time strides as it is. And so when he sits in these press conferences again, he will probably handle this a little bit better, just for the simple fact that you're going to give people like his coach, maybe his father, or anybody in those trusted circles, just tell them, hey, look, I know you don't want to change. You know, you say you're not going to change. But if you are going to change, at least you're getting more mature, and we all go through that process. So to me, if he's going to change, I think it's going to be a positive change. But as far as his news conference went, yeah, crazy the NFL would set up the team who won right next to the team that lost and just have all these press conferences going on at one time. That's dumb. I never understood why that happens anyway. That's dumb. That beyond dumb. And so that's one thing. And then number two, again, man, Cam Newton didn't do anything wrong at the press conference. He just sat there. He did his 3 minutes because I guess there's a 3-minute
minimal.
Yeah, 3-minute minimum to be there. He did his 3 minutes. He sat there. He answered the questions. They were short responses. I mean, I guess I don't know. Sometimes the media asks dumb questions anyway. How do you feel after you lost the Super Bowl? You know,
I'm gonna tell you right now. You know how I'd be like, how the hell does it feel when I slap you across the face for a stupid ass question? How's that gonna feel? Oh, it's gonna hurt. Well, yeah, it hurts. I just lost the biggest game of my freaking life. I'm not happy about it.
So I mean, I think Cam Newton didn't do anything wrong. Look, this ain't changing the way I look at Cam. I mean, I like Cam. Cam he's cool in my book, and like you said, at least he's being real about the situation. And he said he's
like Johnny Manziel.
Another show, but another show.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Johnny Manziel. Well, maybe tomorrow's webcast. Maybe. Yeah, but no, man. Cam Newton I still say he has a bright future. He has the work ethic. He has the drive, and he is liked by everybody. I mean, everybody on that team, everybody in the city of Charlotte. I mean, he's gonna do what he has to do to make sure if they do get to this point again, they're gonna win. So this is a learning experience for him. I think the situation in the press conference, him rolling around on the field, everybody automatically sat back and thought about the second year where he was sitting there pouting. He was sitting there just kind of just being a sore loser, being a little crybaby. And Patrick, to be fair, I mean, we both said he's got to mature from that. So he has. So I think for this press conference, I think if anything, he could just maybe be a little bit more elaborative or whatnot. But again, if he says that he's not going to be that way, that's all right too, because the man had already admitted he's a sore loser. So
yeah, and the fact of the matter is that you look at his overall I mean, just look at everything that he's done. I mean, yeah, you still have. I mean, it just always bothered me how NFL does those press conferences during the regular season. They're in a single room. I mean, they're so separate. But then all of a sudden in the Super Bowl, it's all in one room. I'm like, come on, that's just straight up retarded anyway. But I mean, I failed to see what went wrong. I failed to see what he did wrong.
He really didn't do anything wrong. And that's what I was saying. I mean, there was nothing wrong he really did. Where people were upset was he just didn't elaborate and he was sitting down looking like a sore loser. But again, he has said he's a sore loser. So this isn't surprising. And I think everybody here's the thing that I will also say about Cam Newton, Patrick. If Cam Newton is going to go out and dab and dance and kind of laugh it up in people's face, he has to be prepared. He's going to get some backlash if something does not go his way. That's the only thing I'll really say about that. So
I agree with that. But you know,
if that's going to be how he does it, then he has to be prepared for it. Again, look, I'm not disputing the fact about him doing anything wrong in the press conference. He didn't do anything wrong there. But I'm just saying, if he's going to be laughing at people, not necessarily laughing at people, but celebrating, doing his thing like that, then he's gonna get some backlash. It's gonna come.
And I think, you know, like you said, with age he's going to mature, and I think he'll mature into that. Because you know, a lot of people look at the way, you know, a lot of people look at me, Charles. The first thing they say is I'm cocky. I look at it as confidence. They look at Cam Newton the same exact way. Well, if he's going to be dabbing on everybody, he just thinks he's the best. No, man, the hell with all of that. Just because he thinks he's the best does not mean he's cocky. It means he's confident and he's comfortable in his skin. And you got to give the man credit for that, because it takes people a long time to get to that point. And here he is at 26 years old, and he's confident. He's confident in where he's at in his career and where he's at in his life. I don't think he should change. I think he's exactly who he needs to be. But like you said, with age, he's going to mature, and with age and those certain circles pointing him into the right direction, he's going to change. He may not change a lot. He may change 10 times over. I don't know. But I don't have a problem with Cam Newton. Everything he did throughout the season, no, if you're going to dab on people, be expected to dab back. At least he didn't do what Johnny Manziel did. And when he gets sacked and the dude throws up the dollar signs like this right here, he runs over to Kansas City and flips them all off and then runs back over to the other side like a little punk bitch.
That was Washington. He did that too.
Okay, well, why? I mean, come on. Dude. I mean, like, if you're going to do, you know, he dabbed and then he goes over and is like, cool with it, you know, whatever. And everybody's dabbing with him. And, you know, hell, even like I sent you in on Facebook, man, hell, even Dragon Ball Z's dabbing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing it.
Well, Patrick, real quick. Now that the season's over and Carolina lost the Super Bowl, is it time to retire the dab?
No. No, I mean, me personally, I like the Superman thing for the best. But, you know, let him dab. Let him dab. I mean, you know, like he said, I mean, I love it. I love his saying, man. He's like, if you don't want me dancing in the end zone, don't let me score.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. Dab all you want to, man. It's unfortunate he didn't do any dabbing in the Super Bowl, but hey, I was expecting Peyton Manning to dab.
I told you, come on.
Well, Peyton Manning ain't even going to look at the end zone. He's like, oh, he was afraid of the end zone in this game.
And even if he got in there, he wasn't gonna dab. But well, Patrick, let's talk about Lady Gaga's national performance. So yeah, you think it was terrible, huh?
I thought it was garbage, man. I mean, I'm sitting here listening to all these people on these social medias, man. They were like, oh, that was just an inspiring performance. I'm like, from what? I mean, her hair looked like it was a freaking motocross ramp. It was bad, dude. Her hair was bad. Her makeup was bad. I mean, I give her credit for. Hell, I don't even give her credit for shit. It was just flat out horrible. And then don't get me started on that halftime show. That was garbage too. Everything about that whole thing was garbage.
Well, look, again, Patrick, let's go ahead and bring this disclaimer out. You don't like Lady Gaga, so anything Lady Gaga does, it's gonna be garbage anyway. So that's one thing.
Well, it's not that it's not that I don't like her. Ever since that one song, "I'm Born the Way I Am" or whatever, I just have a lot of disrespect towards her music. It's not that I have a problem with Lady Gaga. It's that I just don't care for her music. I mean, it's not. This is nowhere near like how I feel about what's her face, the white girl who thinks she's black, Iggy Azalea. I just straight up just don't. No.
I forgot Iggy Azalea was around.
Well, I think you know what? I wish I would have never brought her up because I wish I would forget she's around.
Yeah, she's garbage too. But yeah, so but look, Patrick, Lady Gaga to me, just considering what it is Lady Gaga. To me, she has never been the best singer anyway. So I wasn't expecting a Whitney Houston type performance coming from Lady Gaga. So considering that she's not the best singer, I mean, I thought she did okay. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. But it wasn't terrible. I put her in the middle. And she did not come out in a meat dress. So we could deal with that.
Okay, I do give her a little bit of credit. At least she didn't come out in a meat dress. But that's it. The rest of that performance was just pathetic. That was a pathetic performance. I didn't like it. It was horrible. And then, let's talk about the halftime show. Beyonce can't dance worth crap. I mean, anybody that thinks she has a smoking body is just flat out blind. I mean, every time I see her dance, my heart goes out to her because I think she's having a seizure. She just can't dance. And Bruno Mars, man, I'm a fan of Bruno Mars, and that was just god awful.
What was wrong with Bruno Mars?
Yeah, I mean, dude, come on. I mean, it's like if you're gonna perform, do it all out. 1993, Charles, I've said this many times. 1993, Michael Jackson, dog. That was the bomb. That was the best halftime show.
Patrick, first of all right, who's going to compare to Michael Jackson's performance at that Super Bowl? And who's going to compare to Whitney Houston's performance at the 91 Super Bowl with the national anthem? Those were once in a lifetime performances, honestly, when you think about it.
Try to meet that goal, man. Whitney Houston ripped that up, man. Jennifer Hudson. Look at Jennifer Hudson in 2005, I think. 2006, whenever it was. Dude, she did a fantastic job. I mean, she was trying to come up where Whitney Houston was. And you can respect that. Lady Gaga wasn't even trying. She sounded like a raspy man that just got out from the bar from a strip club and tried to say she sounded like garbage, dude. That was pathetic. You can say it's okay, but I thought it was crap.
Yeah, because you don't like Lady Gaga, so anything Lady Gaga does,
the national anthem better than she sung it.
You don't like Lady Gaga, Patrick. Patrick, you can't tell me anything about how you are with people you don't like. With people you don't like, it's like pulling teeth to say, you know what, Patrick, I know you don't like this person, but this song's pretty catchy. Do we have to go to the Drake example with this? Do we have to go there? We'll
go there. I'll give Drake a little bit of credit. He's got 2 good songs. Other than that, Drake sucks.
And so, you know what? Look, that's why I take it with a grain of salt, man. Because again, look, I'll put it like this, Patrick, and then we'll wrap it up because I know you don't want to talk too much more about Lady Gaga. But I'll put it like this. As soon as they said she was going to be singing the national anthem, one of the first things I thought,
Standards went down.
Oh, Patrick. Oh yeah, Patrick's gonna boycott the national anthem singing now because Lady Gaga is singing.
Until they get somebody that has half a talent up there. Yeah, I'm boycotting. I ain't listening to that crap anymore. She hacked it up. Horrible.
Well,
No, Charles, that wasn't even halfway good. That was horrible.
well, on that note, that concludes. That concludes this edition of the Breath of Fresh Air webcast. We expect to be back on Thursday to talk about the NBA. The NBA is about to go into their All-Star break, so we'll be talking about the first half and we'll preview the second half, and hopefully we will have a special guest with us come Thursday. Shouts out to you, Stan.
There it is, dog. We're putting you out on blast, dog.
So yep, yeah, man, subscribe to the page, all the stuff, like it, repost it, tell your friends, spread the word. Again, man, we're just gonna bust out on Twitter and Instagram or whatever else soon, very soon. I know, I've been talking about it, I know, but we will get there. Takes a little bit, but we'll get there. And other than that, man, did I miss anything, Patrick?
No, you covered it, man. I just got last thing before we go, and then I'm done. Lady Gaga's performance sucked, and so did Beyonce's. I'm done.
Wow, because the other 5 minutes was not enough. You just had to get it in. I get it, Patrick. It's okay.
5 minutes, 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. We will talk to you later on in the week. Everybody take care and enjoy the last bit of basketball before the All-Star break. See you then.